Her kitchen is where the magic is made.
Hi there, welcome to my channel or welcome back. I'm Holly, your friendly neighborhood carnivore, and I'm so happy you could join me today. Today we've got an interesting recipe to try out. This one is because I was sitting at my computer and I had pulled up YouTube and a video came across my screen and it was titled Food That Time Forgot, Coffee Eggs. And I thought, you know, that sounds weird enough to work. It's right up my alley because how often do I put eggs in my coffee? Just about any time I drink coffee. I might blend in a whole egg, I might do just the yolks, but I always will use that instead of dairy since I don't tolerate dairy. I'll leave a link for that video in the description along with the recipe of how I'm making it today. But that recipe is coming from the 1700s and essentially it is just mixing coffee with egg yolks and then slowly baking it until it turns into a custard. The only thing I'm unsure about is if this would have been served as a warm dish or if it would have been maybe served room temperature. Obviously, I don't think it would have been served cold because they wouldn't have had refrigerators in the 1700s, but it might have been served room temperature. So I guess I'll do two taste tests. I'll try one that's hot from the oven and then I'll try one after it has cooled off for a while. Okay, let's get over here and get cooking and we'll see how this goes. Today we're going to start out with 6 eggs. We need to separate the yolks from the whites, and the yolks are what we are going to be using today. So keep those whites and set them aside. I'm sure you can find another recipe to throw those in another time. Once our yolks have been separated, we can set them aside. It's time to grease up whatever vessel you are going to use as your mold for these coffee eggs. I've got this cast iron one here, and so that's what I'm going to be using. I'm just getting some ghee and I'm just greasing up each little container so that once the eggs are cooked, they are not stuck in there and I can get them back to freedom. Next thing we need to do is pull out a whisk or a fork, whatever you want to be able to stir this up with, and start breaking up your yolks. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour in some coffee. You don't want this coffee to be piping hot. I made this earlier. It has sat and cooled off a little bit. So it is warm. You don't want to cook the eggs right now. You just want to get them mixed into the coffee. Once we know it's all mixed up well, we can start adding our other ingredients. So I'm going to start with a pinch of salt, and then I'm going to go ahead and switch out my whisk for a spoon. This way I can give it a taste because I was originally thinking maybe I wouldn't add anything sweet to this because I do like coffee with just salt in it. However, upon tasting it, I really think this is going to have to be a sweet dish, so I went ahead and added in some sweet flavors. I opted for a little bit of caramel flavored stevia. And then because I don't like the bitter of the stevia, I added a little bit of allulose so I could just kind of round out that sweet flavor. But keep in mind, you do not have to use allulose if you don't like it or you don't tolerate it. Use whatever works for you. You could use stevia, monk fruit, allulose, erythritol, whatever type of sweetener works for you that you can tolerate, that's what you're going to put in here. Let's give it one more taste. I feel like it could use a little bit more caramel, so I'm adding another squirt of that. Stir it in. And I'm going to taste one more time, and I'm happy with it. Time to pour our coffee mixture into whatever vessel we will be cooking in. So I am pouring this into my greased cast iron. But I underestimated just how much 12 ounces of coffee and 6 egg yolks was. I don't know why. I thought it could all fit in here. So I had to pull out some other molds and grease them up so I could pour the rest in there. Next up, we need to place these in an oven that has been preheated to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Be very, very careful. This stuff is very liquidy and you don't want to spill it all out of your container before making it to the oven. Once you get this in the oven, you are going to set your timer to 40 minutes and then we wait. The ones in my cast iron turned out to look really good. These ones in my silicone molds, they look a little rough, but they should taste just fine. All right, we have got our coffee eggs out of the oven. They had to rest a while so I could get them out of the pan. And honestly, we're probably not gonna have to have two taste tests because these are not piping hot anymore since they had to sit there to be able to come out of the pan. You noticed I had a little bit of trouble, so they're not all beautiful straight out of the pan. I do have the second set of them in the heart-shaped molds. I will let them cool off, and if they taste different or seem different, I will let you guys know. Okay, so here's our kind of jiggly coffee egg. Smells really good. Ooh. That's really good and creamy. It's okay, it reminds me a lot of Steak and Butter Gal's egg pudding. I've been making her egg pudding for years, and I like to make it with coffee as well. I will say this version, I don't know if it's because of the yolks or because of how much coffee was used. It's very rich in coffee and it's delicious. The texture is really, really light. I mean, it is a really light custardy. I mean, it just kind of falls apart, but it's super light. This is really good. This could be a really fun treat to have. It's not too sweet, just a little bit. It's still very coffee-y. I was kind of thinking maybe use less coffee next time. I'm thinking maybe measure out equal egg yolks to equal coffee, because you'll notice I've got coffee dripping out of it on the plate a little bit, so it didn't soak all of it in. But maybe ounce for ounce. I mean, maybe 1 ounce of coffee per yolk and do 6 ounces of coffee instead. I don't know. I'll have to play with it and see, but I'm going to be honest. This is really good. I like it. What a fun treat. Oh my gosh, guys, I am so sorry. I plugged in the microphone ready to record and then forgot to turn the stupid mic on. So because of that, all of the sound is gone. So bear with me as I voice over this little bit right here. So you'll see these are the coffee eggs that I chilled in the refrigerator. You will notice that there is a lot of coffee pooling up here on the plate. I drained these before pulling them out of the mold, and once they refrigerated, more liquid came out. So I'm really going to have to play with that liquid to egg yolk ratio. But here we go. We're going to taste the chilled coffee eggs. And I left in this video because I want you to be able to see the facial expression, because you can tell I was enjoying it by my facial expression. These are so good and cold and creamy and delicious. It actually reminds me very much of tiramisu. In fact, it reminded me so much of tiramisu, I had to find some cinnamon to sprinkle on top and try it again. So here we go with the cinnamon. And oh yes, that is what did it. Like, that hits the spot. It's so good. It very much reminds me of tiramisu. So if you're looking for a dessert option, or you know someone that loves tiramisu, or maybe you love tiramisu, this would be a great thing to make and share with somebody else, or shoot, just enjoy it yourself, because I know I'm enjoying it. I didn't put a whole lot of sweet in this. I just did a little bit of caramel flavored stevia and a little bit of allulose. You don't have to use a flavor, but that's what I used in it. And I'm telling you, this is really good. Now, it tastes sweeter refrigerated than it tasted warm from the oven. So keep that in mind too. If you don't like the taste of sweet as much, maybe you're going to like it better warm. But this sweet, rich custard that we have out of the refrigerator is fantastic. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe so you see what we're cooking up next time in the kitchen. Feel free to leave me a comment. I love chit-chatting with you guys in the comments. And I also love talking to you guys over on X or on Instagram. You can find me on X at Carnivore Friend or on Instagram at Friendly Neighborhood Carnivore. And if you don't want to chit-chat and you'd rather just lurk around and see what I eat every day, you can do that too, because every day I will post what I eat on a carnivore diet. Okay guys, I have really enjoyed this time in the kitchen with y'all today, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.
She's the friendly neighborhood carnivore with a talent for cooking up a meaty uproar. From juicy steaks to sizzling ribs galore, she'll have you coming back for more. Fellas, smash that like button. She's the carnivore cooking queen. On your screen, bringing the meaty scene. Come on over and join the team for a culinary dream.